providing the Ohio Valley with everyone's pet care needs. Check us out on Facebook at Dirty Paws WHG or call 304-639-7754.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection. Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection.
Introducing our new redesigned 7 News app. Our new app features a sleek, modern design and easy-to-navigate home screen with quick access to local news content and a localized weather forecast. Subscribing to notifications is easier, and with one tap, you have access to recent push notifications. There are more ways to watch and find video. To get the new WTRF 7 News app, just update the latest version or download the WTRF 7 News app in your Apple or Google Play Store by searching WTRF.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your Monday. Look for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, otherwise mostly cloudy with a daytime high near 80 degrees. A few scattered showers and storms through the overnight, with temperatures down to about 60 for the low. Mostly cloudy skies for your Tuesday, with highs in the upper 80s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
I'm not a Monday guy.
I'm not crazy about them either. I also don't like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays.
Are you ready to go? I'm warning you, I'm seriously stressed out here.
You always drink like this so early in the morning?
Isn't it a bit early in the day for the bottle, even for you?
Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
Make the radio call.
It's time to get up.
It's time to hear that pop.
It's taking self-destruct in 5 seconds.
We are go for launch.
Conversations you care about with people you know. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe, brought to you in part by Wheeling Hospital.
66 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, 66 here at my home studios, and 67 degrees at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. A little foggy outside, overcast outside. It's going to be a darker and cooler and wetter day today than it was this weekend. Some patchy showers this morning, a stray thunderstorm or two with some rain this afternoon possible. Really muggy today, going to have high dew points, and we'll have a high just around 80. We were in the mid-80s at least over the weekend, so it's going to be a little bit cooler, but it's not going to be the world's best day today. It's going to be a warm day today. 7:10 in the morning on the Watchdog Morning Show. Welcome to a Monday. Good morning, Brother Biff.
Good morning, Howard.
So, it was a win for the old guys yesterday.
Yes, it was.
Phil Mickelson wins the PGA Championship. He is 50 years old and the oldest to ever win a major. That's pretty cool.
Yes,
being an old guy, I like to hear old guys do well.
Yes, it is. He had won a couple times on the I think the Champions Tour twice this year, but yeah, he finally ended the long major drought and got one yesterday.
He has been ranked for much of this year down around a number 115 in the world. So going from 115 to number one at the PGA is a pretty good deal. 6 under par, I think he finished at yesterday, right? Something like that.
Yeah, 6 under. He actually for the day was 1 over. Par is 72 and Phil shot 73.
But 50 years old, the oldest winner of the PGA Tour ever. Previously, the oldest major winner was Julius Burrows, won the PGA way back in 68. He was 48 years old back then. So Mickelson beats him by a couple of years yesterday. Here's a quick listen to Phil after the championship when he was talking on SportsCenter.
There's no reason why at an older age you cannot be at your best. It just takes a little more work. And I'm going to cherish this this tournament as though it's my last, because it very well may be, but hopefully not.
Now, let's be clear. When he says his last, he doesn't mean it's going to be his last tournament. He means maybe this is the last time I'll win. Do you think he played well, Biffy? Was it a fluke, or is he really on his game?
I think over the weekend, and you know, I think I kind of called it Thursday. I'm gonna pat myself on the back when we did the read for FanDuel on Thursday, and you know, we were talking about the PGA starting, and one of the bets that you can make was who was going to make the cut for the weekend. And if you remember, I said, well, if you're gonna play that, go with Phil. I said, I'm not going to tell you how to play Phil, whether or not he's going to make the cut for the weekend or not, but you at least had to go with him. So that, and then Koepka tried to make a run, and it's probably a good thing that they don't play 20 or 21 holes, because if they did, the way Phil made that interesting on the back nine yesterday, which he didn't have to do, he made that more interesting than it needed to be. When he had that lead, all he had to do on the back nine, you don't got to get so conservative that you change your game, but all you got to do is play conservative enough that you par every hole, and they've got to catch you. Right. You know, you don't have to catch them. They've got to catch you. So you don't have to change. The other guys, they're going to be the ones that play more aggressive than what they normally would do. Phil didn't have to. Phil, I think, he kind of made it more close than it needed to be. But again, he did enough to hang on, and the guys towards the back end that were chasing him, they just, unfortunately for them, and especially Koepka, ran out of holes, because, again, if they'd have played 2 or 3 more holes, I think Koepka would have caught him.
If you watch the tournaments more than I do, but in watching yesterday, the final round, it seemed to me the crowd was awfully close to the hole. Was it closer than usual yesterday?
Yes, it was, and depending on how you take what happened yesterday on 18, that situation could have been worse than what it was. I mean, you had the security guards and everybody else trying to hold the crowd back, and I've never seen that before. You know, I've seen where crowds, you know, they kind of gather and, you know, they may go after the golfers, but I mean, I've never seen them get close enough to the point where, you know, people were actually reaching out trying to touch Phil and
touch him, yeah,
and hugging and
I didn't think you normally got that close. It just seemed to me, I won't call it an unruly crowd, but it was an active crowd, and they were. It seemed to me, again, I don't watch enough. It seemed to me like they were right there. I mean, they were almost on the green there.
Yeah, I mean, and again, when you saw it on 18, they had that little sprinkler head there that separated the green from the people, and they were still pretty close to the green and everything. But what could have been worse is Brooks Koepka. He's coming back from a knee injury that he had, and he was afraid that the crowd being that close, you know, if they bump his knee or do something, you know, he may get injured again. And I think that was his concern. But Phil, you know, the crowds love him, so you know he doesn't mind that. But I think not only for Phil, but the caddies. I mean, Phil's brother was his caddy, and he had to be looking around, going, "What in the hell is going on here?" I mean, I kind of felt bad for him because he's not used to that. You know, Phil's used to having the crowd and interacting and everything, but I don't think his brother, who was his caddy, I don't even think he expected to see that. And it kind of was almost on the verge of this is going to get out of hand. Because, and I think had Phil made that putt. He ended up parring 18. But if he would have birdied 18, I literally think they would have just stormed the green. I mean, they would have just.
They were close to doing it anyways.
Oh, I know they were. That's why I'm saying if he would have birdied 18, the roar that you would have heard, and just I think everybody immediately would have rushed the green if he would have birdied. But he ended up getting par, and he won by 2 strokes yesterday. But yeah, I've never seen that. I mean, I've seen people get pretty close and they hold him back, but I've never seen it to the point where you could practically hug him if you wanted to.
Yep. Yeah, it struck me as strange, but I didn't know. I don't watch that often. Maybe things have changed since I was paid more attention to it, but it just seemed like that crowd was right there. And I suppose each golfer is different, as you point out, Biffy, but I can't help but think, I mean, when the crowd, golf is not football, it's not really a crowd-dependent sport. And I can't help but think when you're there, especially if you're the final round, the final hole of a major tournament, I don't think you want all those people there milling around, and you can see them out of the corner of your eye. I can't help but think golfers would be terribly distracted by that.
Well, and the bad part was, as the more they got along on the back nine, it seemed like almost every hole the crowd was getting bigger and bigger. I mean, I think when they realized, how big of a lead that Phil had going to the back nine, and as long as he didn't, go full Phil mode and collapse, he was going to win. So that they were going to get it as close as they could, to follow this, because again, Phil being the oldest person to win a major, I mean, you did have history yesterday, and I think as people wanted to be a part of it any way they could. So the more he got towards the end, and you could kind of see, okay, barring something big happening on the final 3 holes, he's going to win this. The crowds just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
And closer and
closer. Yeah, that too.
Well, it was all I can say is, as an old guy, I'm glad to see the old guys that can still hold up there. Phil Mickelson at 50, oldest player to win a PGA tournament. I like the sound of that. I like it. Anything that begins with the oldest.
Yeah.
At my age, I like. 7:20 in the morning, 20 after the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Coming up today, the heat is on. Summer is on the horizon. Memorial Day coming up. We're going to look at what Americans' summer plans are post-pandemic. And we're going to visit with an official from the Pilot roadside stops, those roadside places that sell everything under the sun, gas, food, and briefcases and everything else, about National Road Trip Day, which is coming up this Friday. Where are people thinking about taking their road trips this year? We'll take a look at that. Too much TV is not just bad for kids, it's bad for adults' health as well, according to some new reports that I'll share with you. Domestic terror by white supremacists is seen by the White House and Homeland Security as one of the biggest threats in this country. Our big picture political analyst, Matt Robeson, is going to join me, and we're going to discuss white supremacy. Plus, returning to the office. Are we ready to do that? Speaking for myself, no. And cicada recipes. Yes, I've got some cicada recipes. And in just a minute, Biff, a cleavage controversy. It's all coming up here on the Watchdog Morning Show. 7:21, 66 degrees. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Welcome to Monday.
The Variety Show with Bill DeFabian.
John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-362-2000, 362-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. I'm a private real estate investor who can solve your real estate problems fast for cash. Do you want to sell and just be done with it? Okay, great. I buy vacant properties, boarded up houses, pre-foreclosures, and inherited properties. I also buy apartment buildings, rental portfolios, divorce homes. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. I look forward to solving your real estate problems today. Give me a call for an all-cash offer at 614-362-2000, 614-362-2000.
Tridelphia. The Watchdog is protecting your yard. Join Howard Monroe, Hoppy Kercheval, Bill DeFabio, and Big Rick for the best live and local talk in the Upper Ohio Valley and beyond. Tridelphia trusts the Watchdog.
From the West Virginia Broadcasting Hall of Fame, directly to you. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe, brought to you in part by Wheeling Hospital.
7:25 on a Monday morning. Brother Biff, let's head down to one of our favorite states.
Florida?
You got it. We're going to go to St. Johns County, Florida, Bartram Trail High School, where it was yearbook time, and the yearbooks came out, and when the parents saw the yearbooks and the kids saw the yearbooks, some of them said, "What the hell's that on my chest?" Because apparently the yearbook advisor and then the school district felt that some of the girls were showing too much cleavage. And we can discuss that in just a minute, and we will. And I will bet that we'll probably hear a little different thought from the parents of daughters as opposed to the parents of sons. But the real thing is, God help us, I don't know who did the photoshopping, but they were terrible. And I'm looking at some of these pictures here of these girls. First place, let me begin by saying there is nothing here, nothing in the cleavage pictures I'm looking at. It's barely cleavage, but for lack of a better phrase, that's what we're talking about. There's somewhat lower cut dress. They're not low cut. There's nothing hanging out. You know what I'm saying, Biffy?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing to, it's not like going to a strip club or something. They're dressed very nicely, actually. These girls dress very nicely, but they have slightly low-cut dresses or tops on. Here's a girl it's just a black top of some kind, and there's a tiny bit of cleavage on. And it's like someone took a marker and just blacked out the cleavage. I mean, for God's sake, if you feel the need to do this, for God's sake, do it right. Here's another one I'm looking at. A young lady. She has a plaid, it's like an overshirt on, she has, ladies, you would know what I'm talking about, but she has like a camisole or something underneath it, and then she's got an overshirt that's on top of it. And it's a plaid, and somebody, it looks like they thought they just like grabbed this shirt and pulled it across her cleat. It looks terrible. It looks just terrible. And they didn't tell the girls about it or their parents about it either. They just put the yearbook together and out it came. Now, Bartram High School already is facing some complaints before this that their dress code is sexist and unfairly targets the female students. And I said I would think that the parents of daughters might look at this different than the parents of guys. But here's one mother, Adrienne Bartlett. Her daughter was one of the photos was edited to add more cleavage to her chest. She told the St. Augustine Record newspaper, "I think it sends the message," she said, "that our girls should be ashamed of their growing bodies." And I think that's a horrible message sent out to these young girls going through the changes. What's interesting is all of these editings that were done, too much skin, All women, no men. No male pictures were touched, including a picture of, and I'm not saying it should have been, but I'm just drawing the comparison, the swim team all in their Speedos. Here are the guys in their Speedos. I know it's a swim team, I get that, but in their Speedos, that's fine. Nothing there, nothing, don't worry, nothing to see here. Well, or lots to see here, but don't worry about it. They leave that alone. But this tiny bit of cleavage being shown by the girls, they're going to cover it up. It's 2021, people. Come on. Again, I want to be clear. I wish I could show you some of these pictures. If I was in the studio, I could pull them up on the video screen, and I can't do it here from my home studio. We're not talking about, the girls are swinging. You know what I'm saying, Biff?
Yes.
We're talking about just the tiniest bit of cleavage is being shown. And the school district covers it up. I mean, and they covered it up badly. Again, maybe if they had done it discreetly and neatly and easily, maybe if they had somebody who actually could use Photoshop or whatever they're using, maybe it would have been better. But this is just ridiculous. I mean, I'd like to hear what you think. 304-214-1600, the Watchdog Radio Network text line. What do you think of the school editing the yearbook cleavage out of the girls? 80 girls. And it's not like there was like one girl who was going to, look at these, I want to show you my thing. No, 80 girls in the high school had their chests readjusted by a school administrator. Without their knowledge, without their consent, nobody called them and said, listen, we're going to make... Nope, just waited till the yearbook came out and do it. I mean, so what do you think about that? And what do you think of the fact that the boys' photos were not edited, including the swim team in Speedos? I mean, if skin is bad, don't show skin. If that's the philosophy you have, what about these boys in their Speedos? Let me know what you think. 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600, the Watchdog Radio Network text line. I'd be intrigued by your thoughts on this. There can be two points of view on this. I do get it. I think there are a couple of parts of it that are just wrong by the school district. Number one, should have informed the kids ahead of time. Number two, could have done a better job of this. It's a really bad job of being edited. But I mean, there's a legitimate argument to have that maybe high school girls shouldn't be showing even the tiniest little bit of cleavage. I think that takes us back to a day a long, long time ago. I don't really think that's valid in 2021. But okay, maybe, yes, we can have that talk. But I think the whole package of this conversation with the bad editing, lack of knowledge, lack of foresight to tell the kids, the parents, and the kids and their parents ahead of time, just makes it silly. It's 2021. By the way, school is offering refunds for the cost of the yearbook. If any parent is upset about the editing, you got to bring your yearbook back, and they'll give you a refund. So you don't get to keep your kid's yearbook; you just get to take it back and not have the edited version in your house. I guess I don't know. I mean, there's a legitimate argument here. What do you think? You think the school was right or wrong?
Oh, I think it's just another example. We're going way out of hand with everything.
Yep.
I mean, just add this. This just gets added to the list of everything else that we've talked about.
Yeah, it's just. Again, I feel differently. I mean this sincerely. I would feel differently if some of these pictures were girls that were trying to show the girls. You know what I'm saying? But they're not. And I mean, obviously, I've seen. Let's be honest. There's cleavage, and then there's cleavage, right? This is the. I mean, they could show this on the Pat Robertson Christian Broadcasting Channel, and nobody would say anything bad about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's just ridiculous. But again, this must be, I guess, as far as I know, this is a public high school. And I guess it's a very conservative school because it says they've already had criticism that their dress code is sexist. The dress code itself is sexist. But this story you'll hear more about this story. It's going to make the national news today. I just think you're right, Biff. It's another example of the things that we get up in arms about. There's more things to worry about than this, right?
Yeah, more important things to worry about.
Absolutely. 7:33, 27 till the hour on the Watchdog Morning Show. I do not have any pictures of these boys in Speedos, so I don't know what they look like. I don't know if you caught some comments on my Facebook page this weekend, Biffy. I forget what I was actually talking about. I posted something. I think it was a food comment or something. And Mark Thomas made a comment about, well, maybe you should show up in your Speedos someday. And I said, I have Speedos. Years and years ago, a long, long time ago, I was a younger man. Bobby Brooks' factory was still open in Wheeling. They made clothing in Wheeling, down in South Wheeling. And all the seamstresses of that plant, we were a big hit in the seamstress. I mean, they had us on, piped through the speakers. The girls would call me all the time. And one day they brought me a leopard skin Speedo they made for me, Biffy. And I suggested on Facebook, well, maybe I should get my Speedo out and wear it. And Biffy, surprisingly, many folks on Facebook said, no, don't do that. I just wanted to relive the days of my youth.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, now that I think about it, neither. But it's still there. I still have it. Someday the day will come. I'll pull that Speedo out.
See, and this is why you can never run for public office.
You're right. There may be a Speedo picture already of me, and even in my younger days, it wasn't a pretty picture. But they were great ladies. The seamstresses of Bobby Brooks, they listened every day, called me all the time, gave me stuff, piped it into this. We were piped through the building. It was really a lot of fun. But I'm not going to. Don't worry, I'm not going to wear it today. I don't think. Well, we'll see. 7:35, 25 till the hour, 66 degrees. It is foggy. It's overcast. We're going to see some patchy rain possible this morning. Full forecast with Zach is coming up in just a couple of minutes. Coming up in the next half hour, I want to talk a bit about summertime. It's on its way, and I've got some interesting summertime tidbits I want to share with you. Before that, though, let's check the local news. We've got that from our friends of the Big Seven. And Mr. DeFabio has a look at Phil Mickelson's win yesterday and other matters in the sports report here on the Watchdog Morning Show.
The WTRF Channel 7 News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Now it's
Cash back or apply toward down payment. See your dealer for details. Offers end June 1st. Toyota. Let's go places.
Every weeknight at 6 p.m., join the voice of the Mountaineers, Tony Caridi, on The Watchdog. Tony informs and entertains WVU fans with the latest Mountaineer sports news. If it happens in the world of gold and blue, Tony knows about it and shares it with you. Sportsline, weeknights at 6 on The Watchdog.
Watch out! He could climb on his soapbox at any time. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
18 to the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show off the text line 304-214-1600. We were talking about this story out of Florida where a high school edited the yearbooks. 80 pictures of girls in the yearbooks were edited because they were, quote, showing cleavage. Now, I've been looking at the pictures. We're not talking about anything you wouldn't see in a school, in an office, walking down the street. I'm not talking about, deep cleavage with the girls swinging. I'm talking about just a tiny, tiny little bit of, it's there. And it was terribly photoshopped too. Whoever did it did a terrible, terrible job. And they only edited pictures of women, not of guys, including a picture of the swim team in Speedos. Someone texted me at 304-214-1600. Do they have a girls' swim team? I do not know. I did pull up the picture of the swim team, and I thought maybe it was a mixed team. These are all guys on the swim team. And, yep, those are mighty tiny, tiny Speedos. I mean, it's hard to believe they think that's perfectly okay. but a tiny bit of cleavage is not. So if you want some thoughts on it, 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600. And so the person said, did they have a girl swim team? Did they edit those photos too? I don't know. There's pictures of a boys swim team. I don't know if they have a girls swim team there or not. Kind of weird. All right. Nice weekend. If you like the heat. Ooh, it was hot again. And we're still going to stay hot a good bit of this week, but cooling off a little bit today and not nearly as pleasant today. Zach is here from the Big Seven. I guess what are the words? Darker and cooler and wetter, huh, Zach?
Yeah, darker, cooler, dreary, and Howard, hit dripper. Mugginess is high.
The muggy meter is out, huh?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I probably should go find where that's at in my storyboard for my weather graphics. That'll probably be a good one to show tomorrow. But I just kind of showed future mugginess with the future tracker, and it doesn't look too pleasant. The pit tripper weather is back, high dew points, meaning mugginess and soupy air and just nothing fun that you want to deal with in the summertime.
It is going to be a little bit cooler than the weekend. I don't know what the high was yesterday or Saturday. It had to be mid-80s somewhere, right?
Yep, that is correct. It was like 85, 86, I think, Saturday, Sunday for highs, and it was hot. It was high heat. I ventured outside. I know, probably shocking to everyone if they hear Steve and I banter on during the 7 News this morning, where everyone probably knows that I hate the heat, I hate the mugginess, and I actually ventured outside, and it was shocking. I looked white as a ghost, but I did pick up some sun, so I was kind of happy. But it was hot.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I did a little bit. I sat on the deck again a little bit, so I did get some sun. People should not think of any. Do not put this image in anybody's head, but I put my shorts on and tried to get a little bit of sun. So, but it was still still this weekend too hot to be outside too long. Especially just sitting in the sun. I mean, I know there are sun worshipers, but not for me. Good news was, though, the Wheeling Park pool opened this weekend.
Oh, hey, there you go. Now, is that official summer for you then?
That is officially summer. Summer is officially here. Now the Wheeling Park pool is open. Opened on Saturday. I didn't get a chance to drive by until later in the evening. In fact, my wife and I were driving by, and I said, well, it was almost 7 o'clock. I said, I don't think anybody will be in the pool this late. I was wrong. I mean, it was the first day, and many of the people who decided to go to the pool, they were diehards. They were still there at 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. So I think pool closed at 7. So they were there. And I drove past yesterday after church, and it was filling up already with. And you can just, Zach, you can tell to look at the way some of the people sit at a pool. You can tell who the sun worshipers are, the ones who are just. They know what they're doing, and then there are some that are just sort of feeling it out. You can tell the difference, but it's great. The pool was open. I drove past Ogilvy's pool. It is filled, but it's not open yet, so I'm not sure when it opens. Maybe Memorial Day. I don't know about that, but yes, you are right. The official start of summer for me is when Wheeling Park pool is open, and it is open now. So that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Well, it was definitely a pool weekend for sure as we had that high heat, but we'll stay relatively warm for the start of the last full work week of May 2021. Man, that's just a real head scratcher and a real just shake of the head like, man, oh man, it feels like this year is flying by. We'll top off the temperatures right around 80 degrees. Now, one thing that might look a little deceiving on the 7-day graphic, Howard, that might help me explain this is that it's going to be a gray day. We're not going to see a whole lot of sunshine like we saw on Saturday or Sunday, but in terms of it being a washout, that's not going to be the case either. We're just going to kind of deal with these annoying scattered showers throughout the morning with the chance of a little bit more of a scattered thunderstorm or two later on this evening. But in terms of a full soaking rain, it's not going to be one of those, but I kind of wish it was, so that way I know whether or not to break out the umbrella or to just kind of stay inside and not get too comfortable if I'm doing something outside, just because a pop-up shower could pop up literally at any time. And then you're all upset because, the radar was clear 10 minutes ago. Well, it just kind of popped up. Nothing that I can do about that.
That's why they call them, cleverly enough, pop-up showers.
Literally, yeah. See? The devil's advocate. You're dead on.
They just pop up.
Uh-huh.
Tomorrow's going to be a lot warmer, though, right?
Yeah, a lot warmer, and we should stay relatively dry. Expect, we'll call cloud coverage or sky coverage partly cloudy. So a couple of clouds in the skies, but we'll see a lot more of the sun, especially compared to today. But it'll be hot tomorrow, HOTT, because high temperatures will be back in that mid to upper 80s range, topping off right around 87 for our high tomorrow. But unfortunately, the mugginess and the dew point values being relatively high, unfortunately, that's going to be sticking around, making it feel a bit sticky and uncomfortable for most of this upcoming work week.
We stay in the, not as high as tomorrow, but we stay in the 80s for a couple of days. Then we get back to a little more seasonable temperatures this weekend, I guess, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Wednesday and Thursday we'll have temperatures in the lower 80s, some afternoon showers likely both of the days. And then a cold front. Next, pretty potent low-pressure system will actually sweep by Thursday into Friday, probably producing a bit more of a soaking rain. Hey, much-needed rain. We're about 3.5 inches below average from normal rainfall totals to end the month of May. So we need a good rain, and it looks like we might be getting that possibly on Friday. But with that, we'll have much cooler air in place, as well as the dew point value starting to drop. So the mugginess will go down, the temperatures will go down, getting back into more of a seasonable temperature swing, and that is more up my alley, if you ask me. And I think more up your alley, too, Howard.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be, 70? Let's see, I'm looking at 7 day. 73 on Saturday is just 1 degree off of my perfect temp. 72 is my perfect temp. So,
yep.
The Saturday, Sunday looks like we're going to be right around where I like it. Again, don't complain. I don't complain about the high heat. I live with it. By the way, told you last week, with all the high heat, my wife and I were sweltering in the
your AC.
Lack of air conditioning, and so we called the AC people, and they're planning to come out this week to fix it. In the meantime, my son came down Friday night.
Oh boy!
Said, Dad, there's no heat in this house. What's going on? Or no cool? I said, well, it's broken. It's broken. Call the air conditioning people. Dad, did you turn it on?
No.
Turn it on? What? I just thought it.
Oh no!
I just thought it worked. What do you mean? Turn it on? I'll be back in a minute, Dad. Flip the switch. Is it cooling up there, Dad? Yes, son. What'd you do? I turned it on. God. In 8 minutes, I have to have my wife call the repair people and say, don't come out. Don't come out. Don't come out. We don't need you. We just forgot to turn it on. I didn't know you turned it on. I didn't know that. I just thought, Biff, stop laughing like that, Biff. I just thought it, hey, it's hot outside. It should start cooling things down. I didn't know that. Thank God I've got a son who lives 2 doors down and comes up and fixes things for me.
Think of how much he just saved you.
Oh, absolutely.
If anything else.
Oh, God, what is that? So in the event that the heat is on this week, and it is going to be for several days, it'll be okay in the Monroe household because we learned to turn the furnace on. And I'll know that from now on.
There you go.
I'll know that. I've learned that. Zach, I was reading real quick because I know you're going to run, but elsewhere in the country, it's going to be a hot week as well, right? I was looking at some of the national forecasts. This is going to be a pretty hot week all around America, right?
Oh, yeah. I'll look at a regional high temperature map, and it looks like even just over into Columbus, they'll be seeing temperatures in the upper 80s, Cincinnati at 90, Louisville at 90, even downstate, Charleston, they're expected to see high temperatures in the upper 80s. So just hot all around, that impressive upper level ridging just kind of lingering around, and that warmer air is just going to stay intact for at least 1 or 2 more days, and we'll feel the effects of that tomorrow.
All right. Right now, I think, let me double check. Went up 1 degree. 67 is what the airport is showing right now.
Yep.
67 degrees. Foggy at the airport. It's really overcast outside the home studio here in Elm Grove. So I haven't seen any rain come down, but the possibility of patchy showers, I guess, are here for the week, right? Or for the day.
Yep, that is correct. Yeah, I'm just kind of going to have to deal with it. Just keep your umbrellas in hand as you head out the door. That's all.
All right. Hey, Zach, appreciated your help this morning as always, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. Take it easy, guys.
Thanks a lot. Zach Petty from the Big 7, WTRF TV. It is 6 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Nobody told me you had to turn it on. I just thought. 30 seconds. 30 seconds it took him. You know, he's a handyman kind of guy, so I thought maybe he could, quote, fix it. So I thought maybe he's going to go down with his toolbox and do some work. No. Flip the switch.
Did he at least show you where the switch is?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. Yes. All right. As I mentioned earlier, by the way, do we have to take a break, Biffy?
No, we are good.
All right. The Wheeling Park pool opened on Saturday. Had a pretty good crowd, nice-sized crowd. Not a packed house, but a nice-sized crowd. As I mentioned, even into the evening, my wife and I drove around 6:30-ish or so. Still people in the pool, still lifeguards on duty. So people were lingering into the evening hours because it was the first day the pool was open. Nice group of people there yesterday as I drove by as well. But I drove past Ogilvy's pool, and it's filled with water. Looks beautiful, but it was not open yet. And I'm guessing maybe Memorial Day they'll open that. I probably should know that, and I haven't seen anything on that. And then the city pools in Wheeling, Biff, on the island and Garden Park and elsewhere will open on June the 5th. So the pools are beginning to open up here in the Upper Ohio Valley, and I guess that's a good thing, right?
Yes, it is. Another sign that summer is here and that we're getting back to, quote, normal.
The pools are open. The heat is on. Memorial Day is coming. Masks are coming off. I think maybe we're slowly getting back to normal. Speaking of pools, we've talked before about this is going to be a tough year for people with backyard pools because there's a chlorine shortage. And boy, my son has been just looking everywhere for chlorine. He had ordered, I think, 70 gallons of it or something a couple of months ago. And then I think he even paid for it online. And then he got a notice this week, sorry, all out. We can't deliver your chlorine. He was so excited, called me this week, maybe this weekend, Friday or Saturday. Dad, I got 25 pounds of it. I found 25 pounds. So he can't open his pool till he gets his chlorine. He wants to get the pool open. So chlorine is in short supply. And believe me, I know more than just reading it in the newspaper because we've been trying to find some. I love this guy in Aurora, Colorado, Biffy. He has a backyard pool, big one.
Yeah.
And he rents it out to his neighbors. I'm thinking that maybe this is not a bad idea. If we can get enough chlorine, we may have to rent the pool out just to pay for the chlorine, I guess. I don't know. But maybe we'll think about renting it out. Ned Gillardino is his name in Aurora, Colorado. He's a retired school teacher. He has a nice big pool in his backyard. And he says that people are coming to him and saying, can I rent your pool for, a playtime? We're getting phone calls coming in, emails coming in. Are you going to open your pool? Is it open now? So he said, sure. He's made $50,000 so far this year just by renting out his pool.
Wow. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. Reservations are rolling in. Last summer was completely booked up. 500 pool reservations last year, he said. Family events, pool practice for sports, even a shoot for a music video. Must be a big pool, I guess. Some people will book an hour. Some people book 8 hours, he says. They have access to the pool. They can barbecue at our kitchen. We have a fire pit. And so he made $50,000, and he's racking it up this year. The pool is open. If you're in Aurora, Colorado, you can go to splashforkpoolgrillandgrounds.com. and rent it. Man, some people are just great entrepreneurs, Biff. They just come up with ideas.
Yeah, I mean, and again, a lot of people, they're going to want to go swimming. So, why not rent it out?
Right, absolutely. And maybe more and more people won't be able to use their own pool because they can't get chlorine.
Yeah,
so this guy's he's doing well, and I guess he'll do better. All right, we're going to shift gears completely. Couldn't get any further away from summertime pool fun other than with white supremacists. Our friend Matt Robeson coming in. We're going to talk about that and domestic terrorism coming up in the next segment of the show. It's 8 o'clock and 66 degrees on the Watchdog Morning Show.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Preston, new COVID infections are at their lowest.
What happened?
I said, yes, can't really break those off to your picture. I thought I was going to die off of this in this. Anything else you want?
Yeah, why don't you give me a bottle of water just so I've got it.
I'm going to go down to Lowe's and see if I can